recording, so it's yeah. So hi everyone. Okay, we have almost like okay, I can't see how many number of participants, but it's fine. Hope everyone is doing great, well, as we all know that there is like COVID condition everywhere, but we have to still live with it. Serious things apart, like let's come to the topic. So okay, so before starting off my talk, I just want to clarify some things. So this is my first ever talk I'm going to say. So forgive me if I say something wrong or hurt someone's sentiments. And all my opinions are my all will be gonna mine. So yeah, let's start. If you have any questions or anything, we will can discuss. Like you can drop your questions on the chat box, or else if time persists, we will gonna discuss all your questions. If not, then you can ping me anytime. Like anywhere, I will share my handles. In the last of this presentation or something, so you can ping me anytime and I will gonna reply to back your problems or anything. So is there any background noise, Archit, or is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, cool. Let's go. So let's start today's session. So it's all about like my journey towards open source, like open source to HackerRank. So yeah, so my journey from open source to HackerRank. So today is a great day, like Software Freedom Day 2020-21 we're celebrating. First of all, thanks to all of the members who have started who just organized whole event. And yeah, let's start. So let me first introduce myself. I'm Adasha Mohanty, a passionate developer who just love to contribute to the open source projects. I'm in love with open source like last from 2020. So I have been contributing to open source like from the last year 2020. I have made various projects based on like on my proper tech stacks, like mainly front end. So I have made a project. Let me share you one of the project. You must like it. Mm, so this is a project I have made. This is a link I have shared in the chat box. You can see. So here I just love lo-fi music, and lo-fi is like one of my favorite. While coding, I used to listen lo-fi. So it's a project I have made. So it's having like one-stop platform of like 200 plus lo-fi Bollywood songs to binge listen. So you can listen to these songs whenever while doing coding and anything. So yeah, let's apart from the projects. So yeah, hello folks, and I'm Ada. So I'm currently now software intern at HackerRank. So you can find me at adasha.bio.link. So it's just an profile where you can see all my profile handles. You can note it down or somewhere. You can see all my profiles, and you can ping me anytime when you're free or any sometime. Then talking about, then let's start. My journey has full of ups and downs. So here's the like quick overview, quick roadmap where I have started and everything. So first, I have started like my journey of open source started from Girl Script Summer of Code 2020 last year. I'm just giving a quick overview how my journey start and how it ends. Then I will gonna express what are the hurdles I have faced on my journey and what I learned from each of the programs, each of the sessions I have attended. So yeah, so first it started from Girl Script Summer of Code in 2020. Then it goes to Student Coding 2020 have participants. So in the Girl Script Summer of Code, I secured like second contributor, like runner up second. Then Student Coding in like top 25 contributors, and in Hacking Code something top 5 contributors I am. Then after that, I got 2 internship back to back after all this open source. Then after I just got like participated in 2 hackathons, and in one of the hackathons, I just like our team got selected in the 7th worldwide. Then I just land into HackerRank. So yeah, so this is a quick overview like what I have done till now. So let's start this session with a question. So who here have got a PR merch? Just raise your hands so that I can see like who have got an LGTM comment like once it's merged, like looks good to me at the end. So yeah, let's raise your hands so that I can see. Oh, Aryan, okay, nice. That's great. That's great. Hope everyone got like LGTM in the end of your PR or something. Looks good to me. So that moment of life I can't express when I got my first PR merch, like in Girl Script Summer of Code. So it's actually amazing. You won't be like, you are in the seventh wall and you are like, oh my god, my first PR got merged with, if it's just a single typo or a single line changes, because everyone have started their journey by doing like a small change or something. So yeah, so I started my open source journey when I was in the first year of my undergraduate, like journey in April 2020. So it's all started with a one line change in the readme of the project repository. So you can see my last year contribution, like 521 contribution the last year. So this is the whole contribution I have done in the last year around Girl Script Summer of Code. So I was always interested in open source from long day back, but wasn't able to start as I felt it's so much, not so much beginner friendly. I started searching about how to get started with it and finally landed up to Girl Script Summer of Code 2020. So I read all about it and I was like highly exuberant and applied for it immediately. I was extremely happy when I got shortlist at that time. Then it started. It's just Girl Script. So what is Girl Script Summer of Code? It's a 3 months long journey for my contribution to Girls Trip Summer of Code. So there was various projects based on different skills, and every participant is free to claim any project you can. So you can contribute to multiple projects as per as your choice. There's so much ambiguity in my mind. So there are so many projects, which one to choose at first, which one to not. So my first contribution, as I have said, is started from just a README file, and I just started contributing to projects after projects. Then like it just at that time I was like I have that basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, but then I got to learn about more and more. The main important part here is like the mentors are just fab. Like they're just awesome. If you ask them a single silly doubts, hey, why this is not working, like but they are so much humble and they are so much sweet. They are just like, you can do like this, you can do like that. So yeah, so apart from I have done like it almost feels like yesterday that I started my contribution. My journey with GSOC has motivated me to explore more to the open source, and I just would like to thank Girl Script Summer of Code for an incredible journey, along with my mentors who have always been supportive till now and encouraged me to keep learning. So yeah, let's then after what I learned from my initial contribution. So so most of have done like the PR merged, and most of have started their contribution to like open source. So first go for the good first issues. So mostly when you started in contribution, we are very new to the project whole. So start looking for those projects, start looking for the issues which have like good first issue, and try to be active on that platform, so that so you are not the only one who is new to that platform. Many people will gonna join you who are very new, so they'll be also active. So they also want that proper issue to be there only. So you have to be active on that platform so that you can comment down that you have like for that proper issue assigned to you, you have to comment down that can you assign this issue to me, I will gonna work on it. So yeah, you have to be proactive on every on the project you are basically working on. Follow videos and blogs for better insights. So if you're working on a project, you just have a better insight of that project. Start looking for the videos and blogs for better insights. So let me share you like how you can go to your good issues in the chat box. So these are the some like links where you can find good issues, and your Hacktober space is coming on. So you can contribute to any of your projects, open source projects, by looking through these links and start contributing and make your PR, like make your PR count, so that you would gonna win swags, which everyone's favorite. So yeah, and before starting a project, read the doc properly as much as you can, at least 2 times. Have the proper overview of the doc, like what is the code actually, what is the code base. Read every sentence. If you couldn't able to understand what it lines, ask your mentors, but at least tried your enough that search. Because first part you should, after asking to your mentor or something, first part you should look into Google and search Google what's actually the basic meaning. Once you are once you, because most of the answers you can find in the Google only or in the Stack Overflow. So before asking for help to any of your mentors, like first try to try to search those things in Google, and then ask your mentors. Then yeah, so these are the basic things I have learned from my initial contribution, and you should also follow these 4 steps so that it would make easier for you for your initial contribution, and we're gonna start it. Next, yeah, open source. You won't believe it's a different wall. It's a different wall. Once you just go into get a dive into it, you will gonna see it's just a whole like pack up a family, a bond, a different connection. And yeah, let's then my advice. So yeah, so before starting, like if so you just into a open source project and you start contributing to a project, you have researched various things, various topics that you are unaware of. That, for example, you started contributing to a React project and you just type like how to like how to write a component or something, how to write this line, how to represent this. You start searching it and you got a solution. So it might be a problem, so it might be an issue for you, it might be an issue for others also. So start sharing your knowledge, otherwise it will be like you got to know that this is the solution of the issue, but it will be easier for others also, that like you have find this issue, that it will gonna easier for others, that yeah, that person have that issue, and he or she shared that knowledge in the social media platform, and that person got an overlook that wow, I got the solution. Yeah, so start building a social platform here. Start writing your knowledge, start writing blogs. If just a minor trick, for example, like you just find a problem or a CSS thing, like how to hide this, how to not hide this. So if you find, if it's a small, doesn't matter, just write it, just post it, so that everyone could know, like everyone will be able to know that wow, this is the solution, and everyone have that this solution is made by you. So you have a personal recognition that yeah, that you have shared a solution and which is used by different peoples, and you got like a public image in front of everyone. So start sharing your knowledge and start writing blogs like from the beginning. So this is my advice to all of the initial contributors. It won't matter if it's a small, it doesn't matter, no one will gonna judge you ki, why this guy is sharing a silly doubt, silly question. It's known to everyone, but yeah, but it might an issue for others also. So start sharing your knowledge, start writing blogs. So next question is like, why contribute to open source projects? So why should you contribute to the open source project? Well, like what are the ideas behind why you should gonna contribute? The first one is like improve your existing skills. So what happened? Yeah. So like whether it's coding or user interface design, graphic design, writing or organizing, if you're looking for practice, there's a task for you on an open source project. So it will gonna improve your existing skills. The second point is like improve the software you rely on. So lots of open source contributors starts by using like by start by being users of software they contribute on. So when you find a bug, so for example, you are on a site and you find a bug, like or have you ever seen a typo, like basically most of you people saw like why this spelling is wrong, can I fix it by my own, like why should I say someone of this, like say to the whole to the creator of the project that you have a typo, or like it would be great if I solve by my own, so that so yeah, have you like so on an open source project you can do just that. Open source help us people like feel agency over their lives and how they experience the world, and in itself is gratifying. So so you can directly contribute to that line, like if it's that project is open source, you can directly make a PR, create an issue and start solve that problem and just make a PR. And the mentors would be highly like it would be great, it would be happy that you would contribute. And you also like the next time when you came to that website and saw that that letter is done by you, you feel that happiness, you know, like yeah, I have done that typo error, I have solved that issue. So yeah, so it's empowering to be able to make changes, even the changes are the small ones. So if these changes are very small, it won't matter, but try to contribute, try to start as much try to start contributing to the project as much as you can. Then the next one is yeah, So this is all about my open source. So after a Girl Skip Summer of Code, I contributed to next, like I have said, student coding. Then it's like hacking code. Just participate in the just participate in the organizations. They won't like everyone can participate on this and start to look on the project, start contributing. Once you get into this, like once you have that, like once your first PR got merged, you have that like, yeah, I can do this. I have that power. Then you will gonna contribute lot and more, and you have that habit that yeah, I have to contribute. Then it become a habit for you. It will be like used to work. Like you can do, oh wow, this is the changes. I can do this, and you can just give a PR on it, and yeah, and mentors would be happy. Will be gonna be happy for you. Like you have done this and all this. So my journey is also something like that. Like I have also started contributing. Then after contribution, I have participated in one after one open source organization. But yeah, but somewhere I have contributed a lot to open source. So I started looking for the internship opportunities, so that it's like your hard work will gonna be pay off or something. It's like in a amount of something. So yeah, I started contributing to the internship. Then after open source, it's like the second version is open source to internships. So the first internship I got from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a platform when I started. So I, as I have already said, try to build your personality in front of others. Like you know that you are a React developer, you are a this developer, you are that a space like space blank. So but others are unaware of this, like you are this developer or this. So try to make projects as much as you can. Try to implement, not to like hide. Like if you know something, don't hide it among yourself. Like people have that habit, yeah, yeah, I know this, I don't want to share to others because I know I because don't. It's just like a sharing. So technically it's like open source is about like as much as you can share to others, so your knowledge will gonna grown up once you started sharing your knowledge. Or if you won't, it will gonna stick up to that part only, like you are just confined into that globe only. You are not gonna be exploring more and more. So try to share knowledge as much as you can. So then open source to internship. So yeah, this is, so I got my first internship through LinkedIn only. So I got it's a 3 month internship. It's just a small project, just a small confined project, and I got an internship. Then I started contributing, and I started. It's actually for a React developer. So at that time, I was mostly into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the basics ones. Then I started contributing to the like some basics parts of their platform. But yeah, but then I thought to quit that internship because I don't have that much knowledge on React and that. So I started blogging on like different topics that I learned. So that's my blog page. Here you can see it's my blog page, and that's my handle at blogs.tech. So I started making so what I learned. So the main topics, for example, you can see, so in my blog there are basic, like I have shared 2 3 4 blogs only like till now, but I have shared this specific one which I have learned for the like on my learning process. So yeah, for like try to share your knowledge, try to write your knowledge, because it will gonna help you further. Like if you got any issue further on that main topic, you won't be again you have to search it or something. You can just look into your own blog and read it as much, read a little bit, and you will gonna, so this knowledge will gonna stuck in your mind, and it won't be create any problems further on that particular knowledge. So start writing blogs, as I am always emphasizing this part, because it helps you to grow, it helps you to create your personal growth, your public presence and everything. Then yeah, so then after that, so I done that internship. Then after that internship, I just quit that internship because I thought like at that time I got that my knowledge got confined to one topic only. I start exploring, because it's a longing internship. Like you can continue to the internship, but yeah, I quit it because I want to learn a little more about more into like uh, React, more into design part and everything. So tech Twitter played an important role in my life. So after starting blog and everything, so one of my friends suggested me to you like share your knowledge on Twitter if it's a single one, or like I just then started sharing my knowledge. in Twitter. So uh, so I started with hashtag 100 days of code. So I have like a lot many so I started like just writing me like my daily habits at first. Then I start my journey with writing hashtag 100 days of code on React. So I just give like different courses, different videos from like every platform, and started learning React. I made some initial projects. I remembered I started a course on Udemy. I forgot the name of that course, but yeah, that course is wonderful. I started I started learning that proper thing on React and started making projects. So I just confine. So what I learned for like everyone knows what is hashtag 100 days of code. So what I learned today, I just write it in a small line, small points, and shared it in the Twitter. So it goes day after day. So I started like around this thing around December or November, sort of 2020. So I started writing my 100 days of code on React. It goes on one day or like one after another. Then here is my handle, like Adasha 8105 Twitter handle. Then after that, yeah, I started contributing to the project on Twitter. I got a second internship, like internship with a foreign company called Uncooped. So after completing my 100 days of code, hashtag 100 days of code, I got a message from on Twitter. So yeah, so one from LinkedIn, one from Twitter. So I got an internship opportunity that they just asked me that, are you like free or something? Can you able to contribute to our one of a project? So yeah, I started. I had a call with the manager, and I started did that internship, which is totally based on React. So yeah, then after like I got that internship, I start contributing to that project, and the project is now live. You can see uncopied.org, or yeah, I can share you the link. Let me share you. So this is the project I have been working on. This is the project I have worked. I have made it like the front end part basically. So we are like confined to front end developers, one back end developers, and yeah, this is all about Uncooped. So here the second internship was also done. It's like a 4 or 5 months internship. Then after then after some 1 month period of time, when the internship was like going on or something, I got COVID. So I got COVID around it's there's a story behind all this. So I got COVID around April, I think so April or 2021. So I just got hospitalized and I was on the hospital, and I got I have my mobile and everything on the hospital. So I got a mail, from a random mail, that my GitHub profile caught their eye from HackerRank. So I was like, okay, I just checking that mail. Okay, is it correct? Is it from HackerRank or something? Because I haven't applied for their in their careers page, because I was like, at that time I was COVID positive and I was in the hospital. I'm not in a state on a condition to apply for different roles for the further internship. So I just got a mail. Then I replied back with my mobile only at the hospital. Then within a 1 day or so, like I had stayed on hospital like for 7 or 8 days. I got a mail from then I got a mail from HackerRank that you have to give your interview within 1, 2 or 2 days. The recruiter called me that it would be great if you just if you just schedule your meeting like for the upcoming 1 or 2 days. I was like, okay, I have to. Okay, I was in this distance. I don't have my laptop. I don't have nothing, and I can't say anything to them, because if I say anything, it's something like I missed the chance to go into a proper or a perfect platform. So I just said yes to them. And I called my mother, my just mother, like, I got this call from one of the recruiter, and I need my laptop at the hospital because I don't have any option at that time. I can't miss that proper platform. So my mother just gave my laptop to the hospital. So on the day of the interview, when I was sitting on the sitting on the hospital giving that interview. So one of the doctors came at that moment and asked me, "Are you okay, Adasha? Everything is fine." Like I was on a video call with with our like whole co-founder of HackerRank, and he just asked me. He was saying me that I was giving an interview, but he's just ranting that, "Are you okay? Everything is fine or not?" I was like, "Okay, okay." So I just have to stop my stop the manager, like, "Can you give me 1 second?" I just stopped my camera and first completed the whole task with the doctor that, "Yeah, I'm okay, I'm great, you can just leave now, I'm giving my interview." Then after that I started talking to the started giving my interview. Then the interview ends as my mic is was on. So the manager heard everything from what so our manager got to know that I was COVID positive and I was on the hospital. Then after that I got a second round selection. I got then the second interview. I was on like post COVID isolation period. I was like on a single room having like no one in the room. I just gave my interview from my mobile data. And yeah, there's no internet connection, there's like everything is lagging behind. And I it's like जैसे तैसे मैंने interview मेरा दे दिया. Like I never expected I got like I would gonna be select or something. I don't have any hopes. I just gave the interview randomly. I don't have that much enough time to prepare like how much I have done. But I showcase as much as like जितना हो पाया मैंने उतना showcase किया उन्हें, like what I have done. Then after when I just went to home back, I got a mail from them that you are hired. I was like in the seventh world, like it's like hard work pays off, and that day is the happiest moment of my life. Then after like HackerRank, like now also I'm doing my internship with HackerRank. It's not complete. It's actually 6 month internship, and I am on the fourth month right now. So now serious thing and story about. So what I learned like till now from my internships. Um, so takes learned from my internship. So first I learned from their experience what they know. So basically we have like so I'm on a project on a team. We have like 4 5 mentors, 4 5 seniors, and 3 interns. So they have that knowledge. So there are 2 3 front end developers, 3 back end developers, 2 DevOps on a particular project. So I got to learn a lot from my peers, from my mentors, from my peers about front end, about React, the main the root of the React, and I started contributing to their project. I got my first LGTM award from this hacker and from one of my mentors. And yeah, so learn from that experience what they know. And this second one is getting started with competitive coding. So at first I know the basics parts of competitive coding, but I was unaware of the proper competitive coding, like how DP problems and everything. So yeah, I started contributing from I started knowing all those topics from my peers, because in the weekends they used to have exams on on basically they used to have exams on Leet Codes, CodeSheds, HackerRank basically. So they used to solve those problems. So I started also practicing competitive on HackerRank first. And yeah, then the third one is like presenting your work. So on every week we have that presentation, like we have to present our whole week task in front of our mentor, in front of our manager. So we used to give our whole project overview, what you have done, how many PRs merged. It's not about only basically about what you have done in our project, but you can say anything what you want, what you have done for the week, like regarding technical stuffs. If you write a blog or something, you can also share that. So what from here, it increases my documentation skills, it increases my writing part, and it helped me a lot. So as I am saying from the starting and from the beginning, that start documenting everything, start writing your knowledge, start spreading your awareness, start doing. And let's talk about some do's and don'ts what I have felt. So for one of the do's is like maximize your learning. So you should you shouldn't be like, yeah, I know React, so I should only do the job for React. You should be like you should have that power that, yeah, I can do this thing, I can do that thing. So try to solve like not only your tech set, but try to learn other skills, like other skills which you are unaware of, that like any backend skills or any backend stuff. So try to maximize your learning. The second one is like be honest and make connection. So try to be honest with your mentor. Like, so what happened like when you started a project or something, you have that feeling of जोश, like एक जोश होता है कि हाँ मैं ये कर लूंगा, आप मुझे दे दो, मैं ये solve कर दूंगा. So you'll be like so much, like it's something like overconfidence, have that overconfidence. But then what after starting that project, you got stuck and you got lot many problems, and then you again ask your mentors that I couldn't able to do this. So it's just a vicious cycle. So try to be honest. So if you're unaware, if you don't know this language, or if you don't know this topic, try to be frank that mentor that I am starting this project. Take your time, take like learn what are the steps. Like for example, if we got a task on React, try to learn what is React rather than jumping into the code directly. Try to learn what is React. Take 2 days or 3 days learning the basics, how it started. Because what happened now, like if you started jumping on directly on the code, so you will gonna stuck at some point that you have to ask your answers, ask question to your mentors. So try to be like learn first, then do a second. So first learn, it will gonna help you or like build up your skills. So for like be honest. And second one is make connection. Try to make connections as much as you can, not confined to a particular team, but you can ask other co-interns or other interns of your partners, like what you are working on. Try to be like in extrovert, not be introvert type. Yeah, like try to be as much as you can, involve yourself. Try to ask questions to others. Try to be like friendly with others, so that you can share your knowledge and you can learn from them also. And the third one is like as I have already said from the beginning only, documenting your work. Try to document your work in a whole line or in a platform, and build a social platform. Then the second one is don'ts. Like what are the don'ts? You shouldn't do this. Like like first one is like don't overwork up to the point of burnout. So what happened, like this is like COVID period going on, like everyone is from like home, you have to, it's like work from home job. So what happened now, if you got like if you so this thing happened to me always. Like what happened, if I got an issue, like you got an issue assigned to you started working on it, and you have the feeling like, yeah, I can solve this issue today itself, and you just start working on up to like the late 3 a.m 4 a.m something like. And it's a serious, with a serious habit, you are not taking breaks or something, and you are just jumping and you're just trying hard so much. So don't pressurize everything on your mind. Chill, relax. You can do this. If you don't, there are also mentors for you who can help you on this. So don't overwork. Don't pressurize your mind so much. Try to be learn slowly, steadily. Like there's a quote like slow and steady wins the race. So try to be slowly learn everything slowly by slowly, and you will gonna so in the end, what like it won't do anything. It will gonna decrease the productivity, and it will decrease your energy. So it would be good, like it would be great if you take breaks between your time. Try to be like 2 hours walk, then 1 hour break, then start walking. So don't overwork up to the point of burnout. First point. The second one is don't shy away from asking questions. So there are people like if you saw something silly, like it might be silly for you, but it would be a great thing behind that silly thing. So don't be shy away from asking questions to your mentors or to the peers. Try to be like as much friendly with your mentors, and ask directly. If it's a silly doubt, it won't gonna matters to the mentors. They will gonna solve your doubt. So but before asking those questions, try to search a little bit on Google that what's that topic or what's it. So that you also got a brief idea what you are going to ask to your mentors. So don't be shy away from asking questions. And the third one is don't hesitate to try new language and stuffs. So what happened now, like if you are on a project, like you are hired as a front end developers, and but what happened now, you're gonna stick, so you started contributing to this, to their platform as a front end developer, so you got confined to one platform, one language, one topic, like that is the tag front end developer. So go beyond that line. Try to try to learn new languages stuffs, like any backend stuffs, like not like directly as a side, not hampering your whole, like the main part, but as a side thing you can learn backend, and it will gonna, so at period of time you got to learn like both backend and front end will be talked as full stack developers. And yeah, that's about don'ts. And yeah, then let's then yeah, I think so that's all about my journey. So then I landed into HackerRank, and this thing, so till now I have done, like I these are the do's and don'ts I have right now. And yeah, that's all about my whole journey. I have explained you from the beginning, like from the last April 2022, this September 2021. So I'm still not with HackerRank, and I'm still doing my internship right now. That's all from my side. Thanks for you, like have that patience. Thanks for your patience. Just it's my first talk. I won't believe it's just completed. Like special thanks to all the people who made the program successful. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay, so
Okay.
thank you so much, Adasya. It was a
Yeah.
great talk. Like we were able to get a great insight into open source, and like your
Yeah.
journey was also marvelous. Like you talked about Google script to HackerRank. Like it was great. Like we love listening to it. Okay,
Oh, that's so
so
sweet of.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like I have a one question. Like you
Yeah. Sure.
you got a mail from HackerRank that
Yeah.
the profile
Hacker.
was there. Like if you could
Yeah.
give a more insight into how did you get that mail, because many times we are not able to get that first opportunity even. So I just
Okay.
wanted to know that if you could give
Okay.
a more insight into how did you get that email.
Okay,
You
cool.
about it.
Yeah. So as I have already said you, so I just built my own platform. Okay, I'm gonna go into chats after this thing. So I just made my own profile, own thing. So people got to know from my Twitter handle. People got to know from my LinkedIn. People got to know from my GitHub handle. You can see I have like something 1,000 followers on Twitter. I have something like 100 or something 200 followers on my GitHub profile. So as I have already said, start building your own profile, start maintaining your profile in other platforms so that people will gonna run you. So what happened? So like so what on a particular company, recruiters gonna search to some different handles, or search from LinkedIn, search from Twitter, that what you have done. So try to add all your skills, everything on your platform. Like LinkedIn is a platform that you can add all your skills, what you have done, what you have experience, what your skills which you have, what you have like achievements and everything. Try to build try to have a proper own blog page you are doing. If you are a UX developer, if you are UI, try to add like how you design, have a Behance profile, have a GitHub Rebel profile. So yeah, try to build your own platform that people will gonna approach you. You will not have that problem, like you will not gonna approach them, they will gonna approach towards you that yeah, can you just like can you work for a company. So yeah, so for at that time I just built my own profile. Like I started my own blog, I started my own Twitter handle. So at that time in particular with the HackerRank used to send those mails to particularly seeing after some profiles. So they used to send those to particular persons. The email message is particularly same for everyone, but yeah, but I was unaware at that time. But yeah, they used to send profiles and everything. So yeah, this is the thing. So the only thing I can say, right, start building a profile, start writing blogs, and yeah.
Okay, so basically
How
like you are
to
saying.
apply for? Yeah, sure. Yeah, Ramzan. Basically, yeah.
Okay, so we have a question like how do we make our LinkedIn profile impressive and attractive to the recruiters?
Yeah, sure. Okay, if you're particularly on a, like for example, if you're a full stack developer or something, or a designer, or anything you are, like your text, try to make projects on it. Projects are very much important for like like understanding, so that they could able to learn that you have done this project, you have participated on this internship or something, you have contributed to this particular project on this particular tech stack. So if they had not, if they have that need to hire, so they can hire you particularly on that proper tech stack. So build your LinkedIn something like on your proper tech stack, which you are very much confident of that, so that like for example, I am confident on React, so build on projects on React as much as you can, and start not projects, like start your implementing projects from the basics, but try to make some projects which would be good for other people's also. For example, I can say the lo-fi-bolly.log. So it's not only for me, but it also improves my like profile, and also it improves like people's are most of the I got still now I got message from people that lo-fi-bolly is it's a great platform, is I used to hear daily and everything. So try to make projects which would affect others people life, people will gonna use that project in their day-to-day life or something. Yeah.
Okay, that was a
So
great answer.
start sharing this on LinkedIn, like you have done this project, you have done, if it's a small project, it won't be matter, no will gonna judge you that it's a small project, because as you are beginner, but try to share it, don't confine those projects or those things into a into your barrier, try to make, post it, share it, so that people are gonna learn, like people are gonna know that you know this project, you know this line, or someone like recruiters can see your handles, like you have done this, you have shared your achievements. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is like, as a front-end developer, how much emphasis would you put on CSS? Like, how can you improve on it? As sometimes a person feels so intermediate that it becomes blank as an empty CSS file.
Okay. So can you just repeat the question once more?
As a front-end developer, how much emphasis you would put on CSS?
So see, okay, got it. So CSS is not like it's just a part of HTML. It's just a side thing. So you have to more focus. So what happened on a project? You will be more focused on JavaScript than CSS. So CSS is like how, so you can make CSS won't matter actually. So if you're on a team, if you have that design, so if you are like a front end developer and you have that design, you have to make that design on your whole, make the replicate of your design as a website. So you have to make CSS according to that design. So you don't have to emphasize on CSS, just like try to how you can incorporate that whole design, like try to learn CSS basics, like the media queries, how can make it proper responsive that websites, and like don't like in my opinion, don't try to emphasize more on CSS, try to emphasize on like how you can build this project, and how we can like the main core part, how we can do like how we can do changes things and everything. So don't spare enough time on CSS, because CSS will gonna simple. For example, centering a div. So it just, if you search on a Google, like if it's not, if you can search on a Google like how to center a div, it's an easier thing. How to align two cards like side by side, like display flex, and how to align display grid. So it's a basic things you could learn in your initial warnings. So once you got to like start with your projects, you got used to with this CSS. So it won't like in the coming period, it won't be like, won't create any problem. It will be like it's okay, like you got to learn. So from starting of a project, there won't be any hurdles on CSS. There would be some little bit hurdles, but on like after time, it won't create any hurdles. You got very used to CSS, and it will be easier for you in for the projects.
Okay, so I hope Rishabh, it answers your query. Rishabh, is it okay? All right. Okay, so the next question is, can you give us some good ideas for good projects we should do to get an internship?
Good projects, try to be practical. For example, if you are saying something like try to be, as I said, try to be more into social platforms. You could learn like what's going on the social. For example, now there is an era of crypto, Bitcoin. You can something do platform. You can start like be with your like totally with your generation, so that you can make something what people actually needs. For example, people are now work from home, so they are like they need something. They used to like scribble on their iPad or something. Like they need some platform where you can scribble, where you can make your poster or something and share it. So you can make a platform of a, like how to make a platform like a you can see like a page where you can add your writings or something. So people will gonna use that platform in further, so try to improvise that platform. So yeah, make projects what people actually needs, so it will gonna grow your project and your skills both, and it grow your bio, grow your profile simultaneously. So try to be practical, try to don't like be, and don't think like if someone for example, you make a platform like a Netflix clone or something. For the initial period, it's good. It's like if you can make a Netflix or some clone, it's actually great. But start implementing something different which would be useful for others also. And for example, like I just want to say one of my project, that's Lo-Fi Bolly. There are other platforms also. You can see, you can directly listen to the YouTube music, and you can listen to Lo-Fi Bolly. So it won't like but yeah, people are gonna listen. So try to add some features into your project that people will not gonna go to YouTube music. They will gonna see your project, that that extra feature on your project would make people directed towards your project, not that you do. So yeah, be practical with the project, like be new to the project, like which is going on in the whole situation, in the whole world, that people actually needs, what the developer needs or what people needs. So yeah, make projects something like that.
Basically, like trying to be a bit more practical and also trying to bring some new thing in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is, what are the minimum technology you learned before contributing to GirlScript or in open source?
Yeah, the minimum technology, nothing. You don't require nothing. Like if you are totally unknown to any of that, it's fine. If you just and go into the project, so before that it's fine if you're not, but once you just but as everyone is like from the beginning, so it's now day by day. So people are getting strong, competitive, like people are getting competitive. You have like competitive partners also, so you have to make fit yourself into that environment. So before going into open source, the basic skills I can say, first learn the basic one, Git skills. Git is important. So GitHub, like you have to store all your projects and everything on one platform, that is GitHub. So try to learn how to use Git properly. You have like enough sources in YouTube's blogs. You can share, you can learn from them. But start like don't watch videos more. Start implementing. So like videos less and start implementing those projects. Start implementing. Start knowing GitHub, Git skills. So Git is important. Second one is HTML. Basic HTML, CSS, JavaScript is important, because these three are the basic things which would required for a basic project. So there would be projects on like GirlScript or any open source, the most basic one where people can contribute. And try, as I have already said on my PPT, that try to get that issue which is tagged as good time issue. It would be great. Like it is the easier issue. There would be changes on README. There would be changes on a typo mistake. So try to grab that issue and try to start contributing from that issue. Then gradually it's gonna increase, and you will gonna start contributing to the whole code base, to the whole project. Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is like, how is the work environment in HackerRank like, and how much time do you give on HackerRank?
Okay, the work environment. It's totally flexible, I can say. So in HackerRank, there is no enough, like there's no restrict boundary that you have to work on from 10 to 6 or 10 to 5. There is totally flexible. You can do as much, like whenever you can do like your work, there will be issue assigned to you. And like there's some little bit like on so we have like stand-ups, like we have to show that how much you have done on that particular issue. So yeah, once issue got assigned to you, you can do according to your time, but there would be some calls between that time. So yeah, so there is nothing to restrict. You can do, I said it's a flexible timing. It's like you can do anytime your work, and you can submit the work directly. So how much time I given? So initially I gave a little more because I just want to create an impression and a standard of myself on that particular project. So initially I started I started contributing my whole time to HackerRank, but now I gradually decreasing and started looking for other so during that period of time. I used to share some tips and tricks and in my Twitter handle. So during that period of time, that little bit got stopped from myself. So now I'm just little bit confiding that timing little bit this part is totally to HackerRank, and this time is too for building my profile, building my socializing, and doing some other stuffs, and yeah, start exploring, enjoying my time, and yeah. So it's like flexible timing on HackerRank. You don't have to worry on time basically. You can do anything at night or anything at morning. You just have to submit your task. If there are some deadlines or you have something, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, so the next one is like, can you tell how should we prepare for hackathons?
Okay, hackathon. I haven't studied hackathon. How can you should so set on hackathons? Start like on hackathons you have like you need like 2 or 3 4 people. So for hackathon you basically have to have your friends which have different. So if you are a front end developer, you have to search for backend, you have to search for design, you have for so basic. There are almost in every hackathon we need at least 4 people or something. So if one like if you're a front end, start looking from the back end, start looking from UIX, and the third one is for the structuring or the presentation skills or having that organizing your team or something. So you should prepare on hackathon you should have that proper your team, or you can say. So you can once you get into your proper tech stack, so hackathon it's like you have that whole team, so there would be ideas shared among yourselves, and you got that prop one good idea, and we're gonna start. So hackathon it's totally depends on your whole team. So if you are like that much confident on your tech stack, it won't any create problem to you, but you have to be a little bit aware of your team members who will gonna be work with you, so that there won't be any discrepancy or something on your team, so that everyone is fit with their proper part. If someone is full stack, if someone is front end, if someone back, and they would be that much great on that particular platform. So that it would be in the whole output you got a proper project which would help you to win that hackathon. So yeah.
Okay, so basically like trying to build a team where a front end, back end,
Yeah.
you want to implement with machine learning type of things, all those sort of like people you need to have with you in order to do well in a hackathon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Adasha. Like it was great interacting with you, and I hope everyone enjoyed the talk. Yeah, it was great.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We have like 19 participants. Yeah, a lot. Thanks, Aryan.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Adasha. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Medha. Meghna, sorry, I just mispressed your name. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Have a great day.